In this scenario, we're going to deal with close range attacks, specifically elbow strikes. First, we'll show you how to form the elbow. Amir will be demonstrating. He's going to bring his hand into the shoulder area, developing a strong elbow, which will be the striking implement in this particular set of exercises. The elbow is hard, and it's a good striking implement because it's relatively small and can penetrate a target. To note, there are two planes in the system that we use to develop our elbow strikes. One is a horizontal plane and one is a vertical plane. With regard to the horizontal plane, Amir will now show the full range of motion both in front of him, to the side, and around him, a bit more than 180 degrees. This plane really means that any elbow strike with his right can be delivered anywhere along this plane using the technique that we will describe in a moment. The second plane is a vertical plane. This vertical plane rises up in front, can go down, and up and around behind him. Combining this with the other hand, he has a full range of motion 360 degrees around him and sphere-like up and over the top of him so that he can strike any target, whether it's down, to the side, behind him, or in an upward motion. We're going to do a series of 7 elbow strikes. Amir will be using his right elbow. The 7 strikes encompass the various points on the 2 planes that we discussed earlier. First of all, the first 3 strikes will be horizontal. The last 4 strikes will be along the vertical plane. Strike number 1 is forward and around, striking someone in front of you. Again. And the second strike is to the side. The third strike is for someone who may be a disturbance or a threat behind you. Very good. Side. Continue. In this scenario, we're going to demonstrate the first 3 strikes along the horizontal plane. Notice a few things. Notice the striking area Amir is going to be presenting to the target. He will be striking in front of him, to the side, and to the rear. He also is looking to see where he is striking before he sends the strike. And before actually delivering the elbow, he is looking and covering himself so he does not expose himself to further danger. Each strike recoils so that we can attack again if necessary. In this scene, Amir will be demonstrating the last 4 in our series of 7 elbow strikes. Strike number 4 will be to the rear and to the solar plex area. Strike number 5 will be to the throat or face area, to the rear. Strike number 6 will be forward and to the face area or throat area. And strike number 7 will be delivered downward to an appropriate target. Notice that each time Amir is striking in this series, he is striking and recoiling quickly. And each time he strikes, his weight is delivered in the elbow strike. Each time he strikes, he is covering appropriately so he does not expose vulnerable areas to further attack. In this next series, Amir is going to be demonstrating the last 4 strikes in our series of 7. That's the vertical strikes in slow motion. Watch for his balance, watch for his ability to recoil, and watch how he looks at the target before striking while covering to make himself safe. Please. To the solar plexus, to the chin or face, striking forward to the face, and striking downward to the appropriate target. A side view reveals his balance the power that's generated in a short distance, and how he covers and looks to be safe. An important element in striking is to use a variety of weapons. In this view, Amir is attacking John. You see the distance between them. He is closing the distance with longer weapons, such as straight punches. When he's in close, he's using intermediate range weapons, such as hooks and uppercuts, that can be delivered to the face, head, or body. When he's very close, he's delivering elbow strikes for infighting. And when he's even ultimately closer, he could use his head as a weapon. And on the way out, he follows the same principle in reverse. Intermediate weapons to long-range weapon. Up to this point, we've demonstrated striking with the hands and elbows. It's important now to integrate the legs and knees into a complete system of fighting. The legs offer and afford the person who's making the attack a broad range of distance. Your legs are longer than your arms. Your legs are stronger than your arms. So a powerful, full-range distance kick can provide many benefits in the fight. In addition, in close range, we can use the knee as an infighting type weapon, similar to the elbows in comparison to a punch. To make a complete fighter, we must incorporate the legs and knees into the equation of the fight.
In this next scene, we view front kick to the groin. In this scenario, we're kicking up and underneath the groin, and the kick is rising. Generally, the kick is delivered with the instep of the foot, approximately at the same area one would tie their shoes. The knee controls how high the kick is going, and the knee should rise above the target level. The leg opens, and the power is delivered up and through the target. As much as possible and as much as is comfortable, we try to emphasize to keep our hands up to protect our upper body. Elbows are in to protect the rib area. The hip comes forward, which is much like our right shoulder advancing towards the target when we punch. Note what is occurring with the base leg. As the kick is on its way being delivered to the target, the base leg